DC, Decoding CyberSecurity, where we explore the ever-evolving world of cybersecurity. I'm your host, Rakesh Nayam, and today's episode is especially important for anyone who uses a phone, a laptop, or even just the internet in general, which is pretty much all of us, right? Cybersecurity isn't just for IT professionals or security analysts. It affects every single one of us in our daily lives, from the apps we use to the passwords we create. Whether you're shopping online, connecting to public Wi-Fi, or just checking social media, you are interacting with systems that are vulnerable to attacks. And as our lives become more digital, the risks to our privacy and security increase. In today's episode, we are going to cover some practical steps you can take to protect your personal devices and safeguard your privacy online. These tips aren't just for tech enthusiasts. They are things that anyone, regardless of their technical knowledge, can do to stay secure. Let's start by looking at how you can protect your personal devices, the first line of defense in your everyday cyber life. Your smartphone is essentially the hub of your digital life. We use it for banking, social media, email, and even storing personal information like photos and contacts, right? So, securing it is very critical. Now let's look at some of the key tips for securing your smartphone. Let's use a strong lock screen. Set up a strong PIN, password, or biometric lock. I'm sure that most of you already know what biometric lock is, a fingerprint or facial recognition to protect your phone. Avoid simple patterns like 1 2 3 4 or 0 0 0 0. Second is enable remote wipe. Yes. If your phone gets lost or stolen, you should be able to erase its data remotely. Both Apple's Find My iPhone and Google's Find My Device offer this feature. Third is keep your OS and apps updated. I know it can be annoying to get those constant update notifications, but they exist for a reason. Keeping your phone's operating system and apps updated ensures you're protected against the latest security vulnerabilities. Use two-factor authentication. In other words, 2FA. Enable two-factor authentication on apps that support it. For example, banking or social media apps. This way, even if someone gets your password, they'll need a second form of verification, usually a one-time password that is sent to your phone to access your accounts. Be wary of public Wi-Fi. When you are out and about, resist the temptation to connect to free and secure Wi-Fi networks. Even if you have to use your public Wi-Fi, make sure you are using a VPN to encrypt your traffic and keep your data private. Your smartphone is your gateway to the digital world, and securing it is your first step to protecting your privacy and personal information. Now let's move on to another critical area, your laptop or computer. Our computers and laptops hold vast amounts of sensitive data, from financial documents and work files to personal photos and saved passwords. So, how can you make sure your computer is protected from cyber threats? Here are some key tips for securing your computer. First, using antivirus and anti-malware software. Installing a reputable antivirus program can help detect and prevent malware infections. Many modern solutions also offer real-time protection against new threats. Next, enable a firewall. Make sure your firewall is enabled. Whether you're using Windows or Mac OS, a firewall monitors incoming and outgoing traffic and helps block unauthorized access to your device. Third, strong passwords. Use complex, unique passwords for your accounts. And please don't use something like password 123 or welcome 123 for anything. Using a password manager can help generate and store secure passwords for all your accounts. Next, encryption. If you have sensitive data on your computer, use encryption tools like BitLocker for Windows or FileVault for Mac to secure your data. Encryption ensures that even if someone gains access to your device, they can't read your files. Finally, regular backups. As we have seen in our previous episode, ransomware attacks are on the rise, and if you fall victim, having a backup can save you from losing your data. Use cloud backups or an external hard drive to regularly back up important files. Keeping your computer secure is critical, especially when you consider how often we work remotely or handle sensitive information online. The next area we'll cover is arguably one of the most important aspects of cybersecurity in everyday life: safeguarding your privacy online. Social media privacy. Think before you post. Social media is one of the most common places where people expose more information than they realize. It's fun to share photos, updates, and life events, but hackers and identity thieves can use even small pieces of personal data to create phishing attacks or steal your identity. Tips for protecting your privacy on social media. Check your privacy settings. Review the privacy settings on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to control who can see your posts, photos, and personal information. Ideally, keep your profile restricted to people you know. Next is avoid oversharing. Be mindful of what you share. Avoid posting details like your birth date, phone number, or home address. Scammers can piece together information to launch targeted phishing attacks or impersonate you. Next, be cautious with friend requests. Don't accept friend or connection requests from people you don't know. Attackers can often create fake profiles to gain access to your personal information. Remember, once something is posted online, it's very hard to take back, even if you delete it. Be careful with what you share. Email security. Avoid phishing attacks. Phishing is one of the most common forms of cyber attacks, and it often starts with a simple email. Attackers will try to trick you into clicking a malicious link or giving up sensitive information by pretending to be someone you trust, like your bank or a popular online service. Here are some tips for avoiding phishing attacks. Think before you click. Be wary of emails that ask you to click on a link or download an attachment. If you are unsure, hover over the link to see where it's really taking you. If it looks suspicious, don't click. Next, verify the sender. Phishing emails often come from addresses that look legitimate but aren't. For example, an email might come from support@paypal.com, PAYPALL with an extra L, instead of support@paypal, which is PAYPAL.com is a legitimate. Always double check the sender's email address. Never provide personal information. Reputable companies will never ask for sensitive information like your password or credit card number over email. If you receive an email asking for this information, it's likely a phishing attack. Being aware of these tactics and keeping a skeptical mindset when it comes to your inbox can protect you from falling victim to these common attacks. Protecting your online accounts. Two-factor authentication or 2FA. Two-factor authentication is one of the easiest and most effective ways to add an extra layer of security to your online accounts. If a hacker steals your password, 2FA requires them to also have a second piece of information like a code sent to your phone or an OTP to access your account. So why you should use 2FA? Because it's easy to set up. Most online services like Google, Facebook, and banks offer 2FA as an option. It only takes a few minutes to set up and can significantly reduce your chances of being hacked. Next, it protects against password leaks. Even if a website you use is breached and your password is exposed, 2FA ensures that the attacker can't access your account without the second authentication step. Next is use an authenticator app. Instead of relying on SMS codes, which can sometimes be intercepted, use an authenticator app like Google Authenticator or Authy. These apps generate time-sensitive codes that are more secure than SMS. By enabling 2FA, you're taking a simple but powerful step to protect your online accounts from unauthorized access. Staying cyber safe in the digital age. At the end of the day, staying safe online and protecting your devices comes down to awareness and good habits. Cybersecurity doesn't have to be complicated. It's about taking small, consistent steps to secure your digital life. Let's quickly recap the key takeaways from today. Secure your devices by using strong passwords, enabling remote wipe, and keeping everything updated. Next, safeguard your privacy online by managing your social media settings, being cautious with email, and avoid phishing attacks. Finally, use two-factor authentication or 2FA to add an extra layer of security to your accounts. Cyber threats are constantly evolving, but with the right practices in place, you can significantly reduce your risk. And remember, these tips apply to everyone, not just cybersecurity professionals. Thank you for tuning into DC Decoding Cybersecurity. In next week's episode, we'll explore the world of cyber threats and vulnerabilities, breaking down the most common threats out there and how you can defend against them. Be sure to subscribe, share this episode with friends and family, and feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, Twitter with any questions or feedback. Until next time, stay secure, stay private, and stay aware. Thank you. Bye-bye.